Hi, welcome to Knits Up. I'm Mindy, your hostess, otherwise known as KnitterCNY. You can find me on Ravelry and Instagram as KnitterCNY, and you can find most of my posts on Instagram these days. Pardon the way my voice sounds. I have a little frog in my throat today, little bit of a sore throat. It's not COVID. I did a COVID test, and it's definitely not COVID, hopefully. We'll do a repeat test tomorrow just to be on the safe side, but I'm pretty confident that all it is a little bit of a sore throat. So what I've got for you today is some stuff that I've been working on, stuff that's done. The first thing I have is 2 sock tubes in KnitterCNY Woodsy. You can see that those are done. They were done toe up. They're slightly different. I ran out of a little bit of yarn on the end of this, so I just used some white KnitterCNY to do that. They are a little bit different sizes. I don't care. They're socks. I'm going to wear them under my jeans. Nobody's going to care that one is 2 or 3 rows more than the other. And I'm not ripping this out to recast off and all of that nonsense. It looks fine. And I've got to put in heels. I've got to cut in here and put in some heels. And then those socks will be done. The other sock I worked on this week, I think I had cast this on last week, but I didn't do a show last week. There was nothing really to show you, and it would have been about 2 minutes long, and it didn't seem like a good idea to record. So this is a sock in KnitterCNY jacquard turquoise, and this is a cuff down sock with a heel flap and gussets. Something went awry on the heel flap, and somehow instead of picking up 16, I wound up picking up 20 for some bizarre reason. And so what I did on the heel, right here, you can see it a little bit, I decreased 3 stitches on the foot to kind of bring that back around. And also the heel flap itself wound up being 30 stitches across instead of 32. I have no clue how that happened either, so we'll just repeat the same mistakes in the second sock. It'll turn out to be fine, and the socks will match. The second sock is started, and it looks like this. Again, this is from the cuff down, and I'm using 2 circular needles. They're Knit Pal needles that are 16 inches and 2.5 millimeters. That's also what I used for the last pair of sock tubes as well. The other thing that I worked on a little bit, not a whole lot, is this, which is a granny rectangle. This is the all-for-one crochet blanket from Bernat, and it is a really easy pattern. It is just a granny rectangle basically, and you start in the middle and work out. The yarn that I'm using for this, excuse me while I bend down, is a color changing yarn that is this toasty sweet fruit slush that was bought on clearance last year for $1.75 a skein. And I have 3 skeins of this. I've already used 1, and I'm into the second one. And you can kind of see how that looks. I'm using a size I crochet hook, which is a soft touch hook from Clover. And then Ollie's this week had yarn on sale. So I went in and I bought Cozy Wool, which is a number 6. I'm going to find you the label. It's a 6 bulky. And it's 50% wool and 50% acrylic. This color is called Earth Tones. They're not really earth tones. I guess you could say they're earth tones with green and blue, and then there's some black in there too. I tend to think of earth tones as more like these colors. Brown. This is a skein of Impeccable, which is 187 yards, 3.5 ounces. And this is a number 4 worsted weight. It's 100% acrylic. And I just got one skein for hat. And then I was at the other store and they had a different color of it. So I picked up that. This one is called Rose Fog Variegated. The first one was called Earth Ombre. And then I also got a skein of Solid in magenta. That's sort of a pinky purple color, magenta. So that is it for what I've got. Not too exciting, not too long of a podcast. Like I said, my voice is a little hoarse today, so I don't want to push it. So that's what I've got going for me. And I hope you guys have a great week, and I hope that you craft something because it is good for your mental health. I'll see you next week, hopefully.